I'm Sharon Brennan, Cottage Lane Stamper, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from the U.S. And today I am going to show you a gift card technique. We had my team together on Saturday, and my sister-in-law actually brought this card, and so it's my grandson's birthday coming up this Saturday, and I want to send him a gift card. And this is just, maybe a little bit too girly for a 14-year-old boy, but I like the idea. And so I'm going to show you how to make this really simple gift card. And I'm kind of winging it with my design, so bear with me. See how this goes. Anyway, what I am using, get my stamp set out here, I'm going to use Pedal to the Metal. It's in our 2020 January to June mini catalog, and I just want to make a little comment about that. Stampin' Up! Is changing their catalog criteria. I don't know what a better word for it is. Anyway, they're going to have 2 mini catalogs during the year, each going to be running 6 months. So like the holiday catalog will run from July to December, or the first part of January, and then in January, when we normally would get our occasions catalog, we will have the January to June mini catalog. So if you've noticed, there's a new format, and it does say down here, and this is the first one that's coming out like this. This is January to June 2020 mini catalog. So this one's good until June 2nd. And then our annual catalogs will still be the same. There will be more in the mini catalogs and a little bit less in the annual catalogs. So it's kind of fun to have new things coming out throughout the year, but still at a longer period, so that we can actually order from them a little bit longer. So anyway, this is the stamp set I'm using. It's, like I said, it is from the mini catalog, Pedal to the Metal, and I think this is a great one for guys, teenage boys, young boys. So I'm going to use this, what do they call this? Dune buggy ATV type vehicle for my grandson's card. And I've pre-cut most everything here, I think. So we are going to start with a piece of colored cardstock, and I'm using Night of Navy, and I'm going to make sure I get my dimensions right here. Whoop. Things are falling off the desk. So this is 11 by 4.5, and I have scored it at 3.5. If I go this way, it makes more sense. 3.5 and then 9, or 3.5 on one end and 2 on the other. So we're gonna burnish those score marks there, and then you can see how that folds up like that. So I'm still thinking of a closure to keep this closed. I haven't gotten too far, but I'll come up with something. Anyway, that is the outside of the card. Then for the gift card enclosure part, the pop-up part, you're going to need a piece of Whisper White that is 7 by 3.5, and we're scoring it at 2 and on one end and 1/2 on the other. It's just easier to do it that way. With our Stampin' Trimmer, you can do the 1/2 inch over here and score it, and then slide it over to the 2 inch mark and score it there. So, 2, yep, 2, that's 2, and then score it there. So that's probably the easiest way to do it. Or if you want actual measurements, I can, let's see, 2 and 6.5. So either way you look at it, same result. So we are going to what I do with my bone folder. Here we go. This one's going to go in like this. Make sure I get this right. And this one folds back like that. So you have kind of like a Z, if you will. Okay. And then I'm going to take my 1-inch punch. I can open it and then just make a little thumb hole here for the gift card. So it doesn't have to be much, just enough for them to grab onto it. And then I'm going to be using tear and tape. When you're doing cards that are going to be handled a little bit more than just opening and looking at them, you want something a little bit stronger. So I'm going to put a little bit right here along the edge, because you want to leave room for the card, where you can use glue, or you could actually just not put anything there. Let's see, I have gift cards usually laying around here. This one for Target. So if you don't want to put, you could just actually just leave it on without adhesive, and it'll still hold it in there like that. So maybe no adhesive is better in this case. So then we're going to we are going to use tear and tape on this end here, right here. Now, and I'm just going to burnish that with my finger or my bone folder, make it a little bit more strong. And then what you're going to do is you are going to attach it to the inside of your card, right there. So we're going to take this and kind of center it there. And this gives it the pop-up. We are going to use some tear and tape here. Kind of hold it shut. If I can get it off my fingers. There. I've been mindful. I just am not very good at staying in camera. It's just, I'm so used to working so close to myself that I forget. So please forgive me. I am trying to get better at that. We're going to peel this off. It doesn't want to come off right away. Just kind of burnish it a little bit with your bone folder. And then make sure I don't get my pop-up part in there. Close it. Easy way to do that is just go like this and then put the card back in. Probably the easiest way. So there is our pop-up gift card holder. Now for the front of it, I am going to use, this is retired. So I had a small technical glitch. My memory card, I use a video camera, and my memory card was full, and I didn't realize it at the time. Anyway, last frame I was actually putting on some retired DSP, explaining that I wanted to use this because it's more masculine, look more kind of outdoorsy, and but you could use any DSP for this card, obviously. I'm just showing a technique and not trying to sell new product anyway. Then I took a strip of 3/4 by 4 inches of smoky slate and stamped it in memento with the track stamp from the Pedal to the Metal set. Anyway, sorry. And I almost feel like I want to smudge this on the end. I might take it off, and I think I'll do that. I'm just going to, sorry. Do you ever just have a a whim. I'm just going to actually just run the edge across the Memento Black. Kind of give it a dirt path look, maybe. I don't know if that's going to make it look any better or not, but we'll see. And then reattach it. Kind of gives it maybe a more rugged look, like that. And then I'm taking a piece of Whisper White cardstock. It's about 3.25 by 3.5. I'm going to die cut it so it doesn't have to be exact. And I'm going to use a retired set of stamps, and this is like my favorite set. As you can see, it's pretty well worn. Gorgeous grunge. They've come up with another one yet. I just haven't bought it. I think it's Artistic Impressions or something like that. I'll get the name and I'll put it down, and if you're interested in that. And I'm going to actually, no, I'm not going to use Memento. I'm going to use some Smoky Slate and ink this up. And just put some smudges, kind of look like dirt flying around. That's my thought process anyway. There. Give it a little bit more interest. And then I'm taking the die with the Dune Buggy or ATV or whatever you want to call it, and I'm stamping that in Memento. I'm going to put that right over the top there. You know, boys, they just love to get dirty, right? Down and dirty in the dirt. Anyway, I'm going to pause here and color this in, and I'll be back in a minute. And I'm back. So I've colored in the little ATV with, I used the Real Red in the dark color, or actually I guess I grabbed Cherry Cobbler. I was thinking I had Real Red. Cherry Cobbler, and I used Daffodil Delight for the lights. I used the dark Smoky Slate for the tires and the steering wheel, and the light Smoky Slate for the seats and the grill, and the inside the cab there of the ATV. And then I took this is one of the circles from Layering Circles, and it is about 2 5/8. Yep, 2 5/8. And then I used the largest of the Stitched Shapes circle dies, and I cut a circle out of Smoky Slate for that. And then I'm going to put these two together like this. And one of my hairs is stuck in the tape. Just what my grandson wants is a little DNA. Okay. And he's already got that, actually, doesn't he? So I centered it on that. And then I'm going to put that on the front of my card. And actually, I think it still needs a little bit of something. I'm not sure what. I guess I'll have to think about that. I'm going to adhere it, though, with some snail. There. And then I'm going to move those. And then I'm going to use the sentiment, hope your day is full of adventure. And I had another one here. I just lose stuff on my desk constantly. Anyway. Jeez, drives me absolutely bonkers. I don't know how I do it. I really don't. I've got the happy birthday stamp someplace from the Clubhouse stamp set. So I'm going to stamp this here. I think I'm actually going to put a little bit of Smoky Slate on the inside too, just to carry that theme forward. And then in memento, I am going to stamp. Hope your day is full of adventure. Well, I guess I'm getting senile. Just not. I have a birthday coming up, so it's called for, right? Anyway, I hadn't taken the stamp out of the stamp set yet. So this is from the Clubhouse stamp set from the 2020 mini catalog, January to June. And I'm going to stamp this here. Happy birthday. There. And that is it. So I can, now it's not cooperating with me. So anyway, there it is. To figure out a way to keep this closed. And any purchase over $50 from my store, you will get a free PDF of this card. So I need to come up with a way to keep this closed. So I think what I'm going to do is I have an embellishment or a die from another die set. And when I'm making a card, I don't usually always stick to one stamp set or die set or whatever. Sometimes, as in this case, I will incorporate other elements from other sets. So this, in this case, I'm using one of the gears from Garage Gear Thinlits. Well, it's not Thinlits anymore, but Garage Gear dies is what they are. I'm not sure of the number. I'll have to check that. I believe it's still in the annual catalog. Anyway, so I've got one of these and I cut it out of silver foil. And then I'm going to take my paper piercing mat. And that's not going to work. I guess maybe it will. I'll slide it under there. And my take a pick tool. And I'm just going to eyeball this. I want to make sure that it's up high enough to hold it enclosed. So it's kind of right there, and I'm just going to poke a hole through here. My hole's off center, but that's okay. Nothing's perfect in this world. I don't know if any of you, I'm taping this during the coronavirus. Sorry about that. Excuse me. And I have several autoimmune diseases, so it's not unusual for me to be self-quarantined. I usually stay home during the day and craft or watch TV. So anyway, if I can get this through here, and I hope it's big enough so that it doesn't pop through, I think it'll work. So I'm going to tuck this in the hole and then spread the little prongs apart. And actually a good way to do this is to take your bone folder, and once you get it kind of apart a little bit, you can press down on there and spread them apart. So that's good. So I'm happy with that. I can keep getting that crooked. So now that kind of holds it closed. And it's not girly, it's kind of guy. You could actually put a couple more gears on here if you want. I might do that, put a couple more here. And that's good. I like that it stays closed. So anyway, I'll put a couple more on, and then I'll post the final picture at the beginning of the video. And thanks again for stopping in. I appreciate that you do, and that you subscribe to my YouTube channel and to my blog. So hope you're all safe during this coronavirus, COVID-19, and are healthy and together with a lot of prayer, we'll get through this, as we always have during any crisis in our country. So thanks for stopping in. May God bless you, and take care.